when we're introduced to him, you're kind of like, I don't think I like this guy, right? You want to like him because he's part of the rebellion. You want to like him because he seems like he's trying to accomplish something, but then you're like, oh, he just killed that guy. And so his character to me is
Well,
like very screwed up, and then he gets to a place of nobility, right? Like, and I
I
think that
think
the same arc happens to
Jin.
Jin. Yeah, like you see her and she's just completely not thankful that someone's trying to rescue her out of a prison, and like kills one of those guys or something,
Right.
and then is
Well, she
like,
like
yeah, or
she
hurts or
messes him
knocks
up.
him out. Yeah, messes him up. And then you're like, man, I don't think I like that girl either. But then as you watch the movie, you start to see them dealing with their crap,
I'm
basically, is
smoking a Biscoff.
the way I look at it. They're starting to talk through like why they're upset. They start to address people who've hurt them. They start to address like why are we motivated the way we're motivated, right?
Well,
I'm
I think
smoking
that-
a Biscoff.
I think that the thing with
It's a cookie, dude. It's a cookie. It's a
No
cookie.
smoking cookies on this podcast. No.
I think that the weird thing
I
about
found a
Andor,
better
I
cigarette.
don't
Okay,
hate him.
let your sis-
I don't,
let
I
your
don't
mom
even
talk.
hate.
Go ahead. What's that?
I don't even hate him when he kills the guy who's injured. Like I
Yes.
don't hate him. I'm just confused. I'm like,
Right.
what just happened? And the weird thing is, I think that scene and then the subsequent scenes demonstrate to us a little bit of the reality of their war and maybe a little bit of the reality of our wars where things happen that we pretend don't happen in order to advance our objective, right?
Trump.
Sure.
That's all. I'm just gonna say Trump.
No, don't say things like that. We're not talking about
We're
that.
not talking about that.
So, I think I agree. I think there's a horror of war, right? That is, I hate to say it, but sometimes is a necessary evil. You know, like
right. Well, we've
sometimes there is
agreed as a
collateral damage.
society.
Right.
We've agreed as a society it is a necessary evil.
Yeah, like
we
they
still don't want to
firebombed
show it
Tokyo.
to each other.
Like, Tokyo wasn't not a military
Right.
institution.
It was civilians.
Yeah, we firebombed a bunch of civilians. Why?
Yeah.
Because psychologically we had to. Like, we had to let them know we can touch your city. And you're touching our cities. And you're touching our country.
Right. And it wasn't working with the politicians. And it wasn't working with the military. So we're like, okay, we're going to tell your general public.
And
you guys are not holy beings.
Sempi, one at a time. Go ahead, Sempi. What were you going to say?
Sorry about my face. I don't know. Sorry.
What were you going to say? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't want to say anything. I just want to make sure
Point
you
to
can
the
see
Funko
this.
Pop. Yeah, that's a Star Wars Funko Pop, right?
It's a Valentine's, yeah.
Let me grab him
Okay,
because
cool.
he needs to be included in this.
I agree. So okay, so Mel,
Obi-Wan Kenobi, say hi, hello.
Nice. Obi-Wan Valentine Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Okay, so
my dad got it for her, and I found it in his office before he could. I thought he got from like work or something. I don't know. So I didn't say anything because he doesn't like it when I snoop his office for 3D printed stuff.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And
okay, so let's getting back to Rogue One again. Hold on, hold on. Getting back to Rogue One again. You can go for it. So, yes, I think it is a good commentary on war. Now, I will say this though. One thing that I think where Star Wars has messed up is they break the fourth wall of believability. Okay, and let me explain what I think what I mean by that. Ooh, what's that?
A Banksy.
A petrified poop? Oh.
No, it's Banksy. It's a Banksy.
That's kind of cool. Very cool. All right. So.
Put it back, Sophie, please. Stop it.
So
Stop.
let me explain what I mean by that, right?
I have a right to it.
So let's talk about... Oh, Sempi, before you go into the bathroom, take your headphones off in case the mic is on.
Other noise.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear what happens in the bathroom.
Yeah. And nor do we want to broadcast it to our podcast. So one of the things that's interesting is...
Should I lock her out?
That's up to you. It's up to you. I'm okay either way. I teach junior high Sunday school. So
stop talking because we only have a limited amount of time without her. Just move on to your.
So one of the things that I realized was the when you go to a play, you have to suspend reality. And that enjoyment of the play comes from a partial suspension of that reality. Right. If you don't suspend that reality, it's just
you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, you're just gonna get annoyed. And you're just watching people walk around. And it's like that doesn't make any sense. But
in a ridiculous way.
Yeah. And it's the story and the suspension of reality that makes the play enjoyable, right? I think the same is true in film. I think that there's a suspension of reality that you need to have.
There's a lot of sound in their space.
Right. In order to exactly. Like there is no sound, right? So I think the problem that I run into with modern Star Wars stories is they try to cram political issues into their story that are based on American politics or American societal issues. And the issue I have with that is it rips me out of the Star Wars galaxy because they're not going to have the same issues we have.
Yeah, I mean, so what are you talking about in this case? Like, I
think one of the things that Rogue One did really well is they avoided all of that. So they didn't have like,
I see.
Like a gay couple kissing in the middle of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, we didn't need it because it's not part of the story. If it's not part of the story, and I think that's when they start losing people. Is when they start shoving.
Wait a minute. You're saying that it is economic in the storytelling.
No, I think it is true to the idea of making a movie, where the idea is you have to suspend reality. You have to capture people's attention, keep them in your world, and keep them there.